What is going on, guys? Chris, Pine Tar Baseball Cards, coming at you with a quick video. I hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. My kids went to my family's house, my parents' house. So not for the whole weekend, but we did get a day to just kind of relax, and it was really nice. I have a few cards. One of them is a card that I have needed to add for a while for a run that I'm doing. As a Cardinal fan, I feel like it's a run that you pretty much need to do as a Cardinal fan. It is the 1958 Curt Flood. It's in the SGC4. I love this card. The snowing in 58 is crazy. So this was a card that I was really trying to focus on the color and the registration, and not as much snowing, trying to limit the fish eyes, but really happy with that example. Great looking card. I do believe that Curt Flood's time for the Hall of Fame is starting to pick up steam, and I feel like after the 2026 season, when the collective bargaining agreement for the MLBPA comes to a close, and they have to go back to the negotiating table with the payroll cap, you know what I'm talking about, like the payroll, you know what I'm saying, the payroll cap. They want to have a limit for the payrolls. So a lot of the big names in baseball are really trying to, a lot of people are predicting that there's going to be another closeout next year, another lockout. So I think that Curt Flood is going to be coming into the limelight a lot more than what he already has, and I feel like he's been in the limelight a lot lately anyway, and I feel like it's going to propel him into another category. And then if you look at Baseball Reference, right, if you look at the Hall of Fame listings, it has baseball player, pioneer, executive, owner, and then umpire. So then it's like, well, what does Curt Flood go in as? Right? Does Curt Flood go in as a baseball player / pioneer? Because there's executive / pioneer, and I feel like he would be kind of in a class of his own with what he did with the free agency for Major League Baseball. I feel like it would kind of put him in his own little like pedestal for Major League Baseball in the Hall. I feel like he deserves it. And if you look at his numbers, not bad. I do have a stack. I have a stack here that I got from Greg Morris Cards. Some 52s, some 60s, 63, 59. So I got, I got my first decal. So that's pretty cool. I am closing in on my Curt Flood run. Really excited to be able to grab that 58. It is a very nice card. Good registration. I still have it. It's not a perfect fit sleeve. I need to take it out. But very happy. Very happy. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to show you my other pickups. One more graded card, and then the rest are all just going to they're just going to be raw singles. And sometimes that's just a nice, fun, affordable way to collect cards. You don't have to buy the nicest great examples, but it is fun. So it's good to be able to dabble on both sides of the spectrum with that kind of stuff. Grab some nice raw vintage, and collect some of the nicer. But I'm on both sides of it. I'm interested in player runs, and I would like to get the graded player runs, but I'm also happy with the raw player runs as well. maybe I'll kind of dabble in both, who knows. So I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you what I got. Okay guys, so I am as you guys know, I am in a new filming location. So I am trying to figure out the best way to do the video, the card reviews and the card reveals, I guess you'd say. But go ahead and show you the Curt Flood. There's a little speck right there on the case, and I can't find it. The only reason why I know it's on the case is because I can see a shadow on his face, but that's okay. I love this card. The centering's not bad, but the color is really, I'm really happy with the color on it. It will look very good in the display case for the card room down here whenever I get a chance. Up next, whenever I went to Fenway Park last year, I've become absolutely obsessed with anything Fenway Park. The nostalgia for that place is just baseball heaven. I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with it. So I wanted to get a nice pesky. I picked this up for, man, I think it was like $12, $15. And I was like, man, that's not a bad deal for a pretty decent looking pesky. And then here is just a random assortment of cards. They're all still in Card Savers, so bear with me on that. But here, started off with a Valda Pinson. These are nice cards, but they're old and they look like it. But here's a nice 60 Pinson. And then we have a couple 52s. Whenever I can find one at a decent price, that's not horrible, right? The next one is actually a lot worse than what it looked like in the picture, but I'm gonna grab them. I love the 52s. I think it's probably the most iconic set in sports cards. So whenever I can see them for $3, $4, I'm gonna grab them. This one's rough. This one's rough. This one may have seen a bicycle spoke. It may have just been jammed in a couple of pockets. And I love the old logos. Just awesome cards. So cool. Mayfield, Kentucky. Not the reason why I bought this card. I bought it because I could afford it. But that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Mayfield, Kentucky was just absolutely obliterated by a tornado a couple years ago. Horrible storm that night. That's probably maybe an hour south of me, 45 minutes. Picked this up for my 55 set. Again, if I can, I think I get this one for around $2. This is a sharp 55. I love the color on this card. Great looking card. I love the old New York Giants, the old Brooklyn Dodgers, the Philadelphia A's, the Kansas City A's. Here's a Jim Bunning, a little bit of paper loss on the top. Love this card. Good looking color. I love the balance of the card, like with the yellow and the picture. I think it looks really good, the yellow and the red. Whenever you see them like this, especially on Greg Morris cards on eBay, if it says filler, man, you can get some steals that way. There's Red Schoendienst. Then we have Jim Kaat, 63. Somehow it's covered in snow, but it looks pretty good. The yellow is very bright. Very nice card. And I got a 59, Hoyt Wilhelm. You know, these are all cards I'm just going to end up throwing in my top loaders, putting them in my nice vintage box. Here's a Whitey Herzog. His raw run of his playing days is coming to a, I'm coming close to finishing out his run. Here is another Jim Bunning, 69. Jim has pitched 40 major league shutouts. What? What? Man, not anymore. Not anymore. You get a starting pitcher going into the 6th or 7th inning. That's rare. Nice 68 Don Sutton. I really like this card. I feel like it has a crease right here. But man, it's a nice card. I love it. You know, these cards, because I believe, people are looking for cards that they can grade. So they're looking for the VGEX. They're looking for the, excuse me, they're looking for the near mint to mints. But if you get the goods, you can get the goods. You know what I mean? Nice 66 Curt Flood, back in 1966. Pickup sticks. Curt was the Carolina League batting champ in 1956. Then my first Deckle Edge, keep it on theme here, Curt Flood. Yep, my first Deckle. Pretty happy to grab that. I think this was less than $1. And then we're kind of sticking with my Redbirds here. Stan Musial wraps out 3,000th hit. The baseball thrills. Action photos. And we have a 59 Vada Pinson. Again, a nice card. It has the snowing that a lot of them had back then, but that's okay. Vada hit a grand slam homer for the Reds in 1958. Woo! Vada got that pop. Whitey Herzog with the old KC Athletics. This one was like 70 cents. Probably, you know, I see videos of people picking up absolute gems for 30, 40, 50 cents. And I'm like, bro, not around here, partner. Not around here. Look at that lineup. Harmon Killebrew, Frank Howard, Reggie Jackson. Love it. Take it all day long. Love it when my vintage looks vintage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got a 72 Orlando Cepeda. Stinking dog hair on there. Come on, Greg Morris. Be better. No, it's just my dog. Love it. This one actually is really sharp. Centering's really good. I'm not above sending this one in. Probably come back a nice sturdy 4. You know what I mean? Well earned. 68 Gaylord Perry. Look at him. He's just happy to be here. He's just happy to be here. All right, question. Who led the Giants in wins in 1967? Don't look at it. I don't know. Wasn't around. Mike McCormick with 22. 22 wins. All right. Last but certainly not least, you can never be too early for early win. Focus, camera. Focus. Get it together. Fisheye, crease. I'll take a bargain early win all day long. All day. Thank you for your service, Mr. Wynn. Home of Venice, Florida. Love it. I hope you guys had a great, safe Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys have a good, short week at work. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Quick question. Whenever you guys have a show coming up, do you guys tend to plan for that show? And then whenever you go there, do you have a certain list of cards that you're looking for, and if they don't have it, you'll just kind of leave? Well, not leave, but, or do you usually just go to shows, I'll know the cards that I'm looking for whenever I see them? You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I have a card show coming up on Saturday, and I'm really looking forward to it. I just don't know. I just know the vintage around here gets so overpriced. But that's all I have for you guys. Have a good week. Go Cards.